And eventually it goes behind for the goal kick, but some excellent play there on the right by Duncan Shearer.
Yeah, and some great play just before that as well, being Jess, a player that's had a very impressive afternoon. But I think Duncan Shearer probably just dwelled a little bit there on his cross, because Pakalainen had made a terrific run to the near post, but he just took that one touch too many.
So the long kick from Gorham. Shearer's in there again with Robertson, and the ball goes Aberdeen's way. Good turn there by Scott Booth, but again the pace of Robertson proving quite crucial for Rangers. He got back well there and made a very good tackle indeed. So the throw in to Aberdeen, and Pakalainen, the long throw expert. Alec McLeish has moved onto the 6-yard line. And it's aimed in his direction too far though. It's headed away by McPherson, and it was Ian Ferguson getting the further touch. This is Stephen Wright running into trouble. It's Alexei Mikhailichenko. He needs some support here. He does well to hold on to possession. So 3 minutes of this first half of extra time to go as Durant clips it forward. It's cut out though by Stephen Wright. And Mikhailichenko left his foot in there and he's injured the Aberdeen player. Well, play going on. Stephen Wright still on the ground. This is Richardson, and he spotted that his teammate is injured, and he knocks the ball out of play. Well, it happened there in a clash with Alexei Mikhailichenko.
I don't think there's any question it was a foul, but Dougie Hope waved play on because it was to Aberdeen's advantage. But as we've mentioned, since both substitutes have been used, it's crucial that neither side have any more players go off the field.
So Hampden Park, with this crowd of 45,298, witnessing all the drama of extra time. Well, these sides have provided us with some classics over the years in 1987, 1988 and 1989. But happily for Aberdeen, Stephen Wright appears to have recovered. Of course, both substitutes have been used by both sides, so he'll just really have to get on with it. So McLeish now, the long one forward. It's headed down by John Brown, picked up by David Robertson. The long one aimed at Ellie McCoist, but the offside flag had gone up with McCoist, and Haitley had strayed forward. Gary Smith with the free kick. And that was a crucial challenge there by David McPherson on Scott Booth. So we're inside the final minute of this first half of extra time. Scott Booth has taken a bit of a knock, but he's back on his feet. Meanwhile, play continues with Rangers in possession. It's McCall playing it through to McCoist. And he's fouled there by Alec McLeish. McLeish is furious. It's quickly taken up to Ian Durant. Mikhailichenko's in there. It's swept away by Stephen Wright. Well, Rangers took that free kick while Alec McLeish was still complaining bitterly about the decision, and Aberdeen almost paid the price there. It was Durant who just flicked it into the path of Mikhailichenko, and Stephen Wright reacted really well. So Rangers have it again. It's Durant. Nice little turn by Durant. McCoist was in there, and it's a goal kick. So McCoist feels he perhaps should have done better there. So it's the 15 minutes up as the referee checks his watch and looks over towards the linesman. And there goes the whistle. So still one goal apiece here at Hampden Park. Walter Smith there looking rather anxious, but we're now prepared for the final 15 minutes of the dramas which have been unfolding here at the National Stadium. Both sides will be given a minute or two to get themselves sorted out.
I think full credit to Rangers, because in that first period of extra time they've looked every bit as fresh as as Aberdeen. But there's nothing in this game at all, and I wouldn't be at all surprised to see this go to penalty kicks now.
So it was McCall for Rangers after 13 minutes, Shearer for Aberdeen after 62 minutes, and now it's Rangers who get this final part of the match underway. Immediately it's played through in the direction of McCoist, picked up by Lee Richardson for Aberdeen there. There's Robertson, who's had an excellent game, attacking the ball well, but Hateley losing out. Gary Smith playing it forward. It's through now to Ian Durrant for Rangers. One of these surging runs of his, looking for McCoist. But again, Aberdeen stand firm. Again, it was Gary Smith. Rangers pushing forward now. McPherson shot well wide of target. Rangers showing plenty of determination. Walter Smith looks as if he's out for a Sunday afternoon stroll. But I'm quite sure the nerves are jangling. This is the one trophy that he's still to win as a manager. Well, the Rangers fans trying to lift their team through these final stages. Mikhailichenko running into trouble. He was lost out there to Brian Grant. This is Ian Jess. He's tackled there by David Robertson. The throw-in goes Aberdeen's way. Jess in no particular hurry here. It's Richardson playing it to Grant. Grant through to Patalainen. Promptly gives it away, but it breaks through the offside flag. The offside flag had gone up there against Scott Booth. The flag was raised immediately.
Yeah, I don't think Andy Gordon was taking any chances whether it was offside or not. And Scott Booth just goes in front of the defender here, just a touch offside. It's still a good save by Andy Gordon, very alert goalkeeping.
Well, Scott Booth, you can see he's still limping. He took a knock towards the end of the first period of extra time. But with both sides committing their substitutes during the 90 minutes, they have to get on with it. Here comes Shearer. And he loses out to John Brown. Well, still one goal apiece here. Gordon playing it through, looking for Hateley. Well, Hateley does well to retain possession. It's promptly given away. Picked up now by Gary Smith. Brian Grant sending it forward. And McPherson's in there just ahead of Booth. This is McCall. Well, there's so many tired players out there now. It could be just one mistake that decides this 47th League Cup final. Both of these sides played in the very first final back in 1947. The game won 4-0 by Rangers, but a much tighter affair here this afternoon. There's Mikhailichenko playing it to McCoist, and it's swept behind by David Winnie for the corner. So nice close play there by Rangers. And David McPherson and John Brown will move forward for the corner kick. David Robertson stays back there with McCall to keep an eye on Booth. Ian Durrant with the corner. Durrant again. Onto his left foot. Headed away there by Patalainen, back helping in defence. It's picked up now by Ian Ferguson. McPherson to McCall. This is Robertson floating it forward. McCoy's getting a little touch. And Alec McLeish got in just ahead of Hateley. McCall for Rangers to Brown, who's quickly closed down. Dale Gordon. And Rangers content to knock it about. This is Ian Durrant. Well, just taking on too much there, Ian Durrant. Now a chance for Aberdeen to counter-attack. It's Ian Jess. Challenged there by McCall and Ferguson, but Jess doing well. This is Brian Grant. Stepping away from Mikhailichenko. Through it goes to Shearer. Well, he had two players in the middle, but he decided to have a blast at goal.
Yeah, I think he'd have been far better off here squaring this one across the goal. I mean, it was a great strike for his goal in the first half, but I mean that one was a little bit on the ambitious side.
Yeah, you can see him apologising to his teammates there. Patalainen and Booth were well forward. So 20 minutes of extra time gone, still 1 goal apiece. McCall, a good ball forward for Haitley to chase. He's in there with Gary Smith. A real tussle going on there, and Haitley is being called over by the referee. The two players got entangled.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question here. A little bit of a tangle here. Matt Haitley tries to rip the shirt off Gary Smith, and that was well, that was a nasty foul by Matt Haitley, and a well-deserved booking. But Gary Smith is a young player that has played with so much composure in the heart of the Aberdeen defence. I'm quite sure Willie Miller, his manager, has delighted with him. And he might be a player that could fill that Willie Miller role for many years to come for Aberdeen.
Well, just 21 years of age and inheriting, as you say, Willie Miller's number 6 jersey. But there have been, it's not been a dirty game, but there have been 1 or 2 nasty incidents in it. There was one involving Dale Gordon, and Mark Haitley just losing the place completely here.
I think Mark Haitley nearly inherited Willie Miller's old jersey there.
But, the youngster seems none the worse after the tussle. He had an excellent semi-final, of course, against Celtic here at the National Stadium. So 4 bookings this afternoon: Gordon and Haitley of Rangers, Richardson and Snelders of Aberdeen. And Ian Durrant now picking up the play for Rangers. He finds McCoist. It's Durrant again. And Gil Gordon just keeping that one in play, and he gets the throw-in out of it. So we're now midway through the second period of extra time. Still 1 goal apiece. John Brown breaking forward from defence. Now it's Durrant. Brown's in there again! Oh, what terrific running by John Brown. But the final effort going wide of target.
Great run forward by John Brown. Knocks a little ball in here at Durrant. Terrific little chip. Finds John Brown again. Oh, that was a great chance for Rangers to seal this game. Lovely little ball in by Durrant. Looks up, but comes off John Brown's shin, way behind the goal. Great opportunity for Rangers to probably snatch the lead and probably the Skull Cup.
Well, it's a second chance that's fallen to John Brown this afternoon. Both have gone wide of target. But he's certainly given terrific commitment, as you would expect. This is Ian Jess now, trying to take on Robertson. Still Jess, getting in the cross and well handled by Andy Gorham. He did well to get in that cross, Ian Jess. It's not easy to get away from David Robertson in that type of situation. But, here's McCall now for Rangers to Durrant. Robertson's breaking in the left. He fires in the cross. Haitley's in there, and the ball's in the back of the net. Well, Robertson's cross went right across the defence and landed in the back of the net. Walter Smith is absolutely delighted. It's Rangers 2, Aberdeen 1.
The Robertson cross comes in here, just off the top of Gary Smith's head, and in for an OG here. Good ball in, teasing cross. Oh, that was a tragedy for the Aberdeen defence. The ball comes in.
Just lucky for the youngster.
Yeah, well, Jerry, we've just been mentioning what a terrific game he's been having. Showed tremendous composure throughout. Then a terrible thing like that happens. So unfortunate for the youngster.
Well, his first cup final at Hampden. Meanwhile, Alec McLeish is on the ground. Well, it looked as though Hateley would be the main danger there. It was David Robertson with a terrific run and cross. Hateley certainly caused some panic in the Aberdeen defence, and the ball just taking the merest flick off the defender's head. Meanwhile, Alec McLeish in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, it's a cruel game, as you mentioned. Gary Smith, such a terrific match, then scored a dramatic own goal.
Well, I wonder what he thinks at the moment. You really can't attach any blame to him. He was just so unlucky. It was such an awkward cross. Hateley was coming in beside him. So Aberdeen with it all to do again, and they've got less than 5 minutes to react to that body blow. So really two bizarre goals that Aberdeen have lost this afternoon. The first caused by the pass-back situation, and the second an own goal. There's a certain irony that Aberdeen have scored the best goal of the match, but they're now trailing by 2 goals to 1. The final minutes ticking away. Patalainen's in there battling, and Andy Gorham has it safely for Rangers.
Well, it'll take a tremendous effort now for Aberdeen to claw their way back into this game, because Alec McLeish has pulled his hamstring and he's virtually a passenger there, the Aberdeen back four.
And that's been the injury which has haunted Alec McLeish for some time now. Of course, such a lot at stake this afternoon, because victory not only brings the cup, but it brings an automatic place in Europe. And for the first time in 16 seasons this particular year, Aberdeen haven't been on the European stage. And this is certainly a cruel blow for them. So Rangers 2, Aberdeen 1, and just over 12 minutes have gone in this second period of extra time. Just under 3 minutes left. So the high one there from Gorham. Played to Alec McLeish, and he's really toiling there. Well, Aberdeen lost Roy Aitken early in the game, then Rangers lost Richard Gough, and with so many games having been played already this season, the players are being forced to come into games like this when they're not maybe 100%, and when a game is played at this type of pace, obviously these injuries will become more and more apparent. We really are asking too much of players these days to compete at this level and play so many games. And really, when people look back in this final, a lot of it will be looked upon because of injuries, because of stress. So Rangers win the throw-in with just under 2 minutes left. Walter Smith there, just telling his players to keep it tight. Well, it will take a huge effort from Aberdeen now to get themselves even into the penalty shootout situation. Rangers with plenty of experience. They're just trying to batten down the hatches. There's a long ball well played through to Hateley. Gary Smith losing out to Dale Gordon. Ian Durant running in support. Can Rangers finish it off with some style? Here's McCall. Challenged all the way by Scott Booth. He finds Dale Gordon. So a minute left. Rangers giving the ball away to Patalainen. It's played through now for Shearer, but John Brown's in there, and he concedes the corner kick. Well, perhaps a last chance for Aberdeen to do something here. Billy Miller is unhappy now.
Well, I think he's every right to be unhappy, because obviously Dougie Hawkes now gave an offside decision against Aberdeen, but it was a good through ball for Patalainen, and Shearer for me was still onside when he made the run forward.
The referee certainly pointed out towards the corner flag, but he saw the linesman's signal. Ball played through now for Haitley. Smith's with him all the way. Good defending by Gary Smith, but there'll be no consoling him tonight.
Well, I don't think he's got anything to be ashamed of today. Just very unfortunate to lose that own goal, and for me he's been one of the star performers at Hampden here this afternoon.
Well, the referee checking his watch and looking up towards the linesman. Willie Miller looking on disconsolately. I remember when Alec Ferguson took over at Aberdeen, his first final was against Rangers and he lost it, but he went on to gain many honours with the club, and Willie Miller has certainly years ahead of him as a manager. He'll learn from this experience this afternoon, but his team very unlucky indeed in the manner in which they lost the killer goal. So we're now into time being added on. The referee again looking out towards his linesman. And there goes the final whistle. Rangers win the Scottish League Cup for the 18th time in their history, for the 8th time in the last 12 years. Jubilation among the players and supporters. You'll be back for the cup presentation. Rejoin us after the break. Back to Hampden Park. There are the victors of the afternoon, Rangers, having won the Skull League Cup. And for Ali McCoist, a great afternoon. Ali McCoist it was who skippered Rangers throughout the closing stages, and he picks up his 7th winners' medal this afternoon to equal the record of Davy Cooper, who's here with us at Hampden this afternoon. So the Rangers players taking the salute of their supporters, and it's apt, you know, that Rangers have such a good record in this League Cup competition. It was suggested, after all, by a Rangers director, James Bowie, way back in 1939. And they have dominated it over the years, especially in recent times. It's a terrific record, 8 wins in the last 12 years, Gordon.
Yeah, it is a terrific record, and some great Rangers performances. Davy Roberts there in the picture I thought was absolutely immense at left back. Davy McPherson maybe now beginning to win the Rangers fans over after a sticky time.
Well, Ken McRobb is down there now with Stuart McCall.
Well, congratulations, Stuart. A victory in the Skull Cup final. Yeah,
and fully deserved, I thought. Obviously we've had a hard game in midweek against Leeds, and going into extra time probably people didn't fancy us, but the character of the lads were tremendous. It was, you know, we were going forward all the time and had a lot of chances. I thought it was a smashing game again. Credit to Aberdeen for putting up a good performance, but I thought we fully deserved it.
And a goal for yourself, a bonus.
Aye, amazing, eh? Yeah, delighted with that, you know, but I think we'll get his legs up tonight and a wee sing-song and enjoy yourself. Although we've got a lot of important games to come, lads will thoroughly deserve this, and we're looking forward to enjoying ourselves.
Well done, Stuart.
Cheers,
Thanks very much. Over to Jim White in the studio.
Thanks, Ken. Well, Rangers winners, 2-1. Unfortunate, though. So unfortunate, Charlie, for Smith.
Yeah, I thought he was playing. He had a great game. McCoist, he kept fairly quiet. He had an excellent game, and unfortunately he's just got a deflection off a cross, which was wasn't really going anywhere, to be honest. Just very unfortunate, very unlucky time for Aberdeen.
You took Rangers to win it, Davy, and you were right. Would you say they were worthy winners on the day?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously it's a bad way to win the cup like that with a deflected goal, but in the second half I think out of the two teams you always thought that Rangers were more likely to score, and that's the way it turned out in the end.
Who would you say were the key men then for Walter Smith today, Davy?
I think Ian Durrant again was outstanding. I think as the game went on he became stronger all the time and began to run the game. Very, very good performance by him, and Stuart McCall was very good at the back.
Willie Miller will have learnt a lot today, I think, Charlie. First time as a manager at Hampden, but what can he take out of it?
I think he can get a lot of credit out of this. You know, I think his team performed particularly well at times. They had Rangers in a lot of strange positions. So I think he'll got home a lot happier anyway with his team. They've come through it. A lot of his youngsters will stand him a good step for the future anyway.
Yeah, great sight at the end, I thought, Charlie. The Aberdeen supporters standing the ground and applauding their side.
Yeah, well that's right, because they battled their way back into it. For a spell we thought maybe Rangers were going to win 2 or 3-0. But they came back and the Aberdeen supporters have responded.
Thanks, Charlie. Jerry, cup presentation.
And Richard Gough, who had to go off because of injury, leading his men forward, accepting the Skull Cup there from Mr John Mackenzie, the Managing Director of Ballarat Breweries. And Richard Gough for the second time as captain lifts the cup aloft, and they got him there celebrating as well. Richard Gough now picking up the League Cup itself. jubilation among the Rangers players, and that's a place in Europe guaranteed next season. But Ken McRobb will be having a word shortly with Walter Smith. Meanwhile, the celebrations go on among the Rangers players. Dale Gordon, the substitute there, picking up a medal. Well, he didn't think he'd be involved today, but because of various injuries, especially to Peter Houstra, allowed him to come in. David Robertson there, who had a marvellous game, and it was his cross that led to the winning goal. And another very solid performance from Ian Ferguson, who's right back to his best form. And there's one man who'll enjoy celebrations tonight, Ian Durant, who has come back to top form. Trevor Stephen, another man who had to go off this afternoon. Rangers, of course, will be worried about these injuries as they build up to the game against Leeds United. But there's Stuart McCall now, the goal scorer. Let's go back now to Jim White in the studio.
Thanks, Jay. Well, it's been some afternoon. I think we've enjoyed it, have we not, Charlie?
I enjoyed the game. I thought it was a great game. It wasn't a classic as the past has been, but it's hard to live up to the games of the past. It was a good game. I enjoyed it.
It was tough to live up to the ones from the past, David, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Not as many goals, obviously, as the 3 each and the 3-2, but the second half livened up, and a very good match.
Okay, well, that's about it for this afternoon. Rangers are the new Scott Cup holders after goals from Stuart McCall and an own goal by Gary Smith. Some friends of ours out there, Charlie. But before we go, result from Scotland's World Cup group: Malta 0, Estonia 0. But here at Hampden, the celebrations are still going on. In the meantime, from Davy Cooper, from Charlie Nicholas and myself, goodbye to you.